Lullaby of the Dawn is the newest release from Tokyopop, rated older teen. It is one of my favorite series. So I'm going to give you the first chapter and then I'm going to gush about it like I always do. If you like fantasy BL, you are definitely going to love this. This story is about Alva, who's a Kannagi, who's kind of like a warrior priest. We'll get to him in a minute. First, we're going to meet Alto. Alto is about 10 years old and he lives with his aunt and cousin. His mom recently passed away, that's why he lives with them. And currently they are the family that take care of the Kannagi, so they give Elva supplies every once in a while. And this time Alto got tricked into going and delivering the supplies. So here he is meeting Elva. So Elva is technically 18, but he's stuck in his 13-year-old body because the Kannagi don't age once they assume their posts. The Kannagi are also ostracized from the town because people think they'll be cursed by them. So Elva thought it was very unusual that Alto actually went and talked to him. And Alto, now having met Elva, thought he was so cool. And he wants to find more information about Elva, so he asks his older woman. For the last 100 years, the Kannagi have been protecting the townspeople, because at night the sea turns into this corrupt force, and the Kannagi are the only one with powers to stop it. They also have a short lifespan because of this. So the next morning, Alto is back again with these two other people who are important to the story, but I'm not going to tell you why. The lady's name is Liddy, and she comes and checks up on Elva every once in a while, and it seems like the corruption is now spreading to his neck, and they're worried that he might drop dead at any point. It's just this vicious cycle of these Kannagi lasting no more than 8 years. They are chosen and forced into this position, and there's nothing they can do about it. Alto ends up eavesdropping on these conversations, so he's really starting to understand the position that Elva is in, and how cruel a fate it is to be a Kannagi. That night, some kids from town decide to do a test of courage. Alto happened to be hanging around and tries to help them out, but ultimately Elva ends up saving them. And while one of the town's kids ended up getting hurt because of the corruption, Alto was seemingly unharmed. Elva tells him to go back to town so he can resume his post. And for the first time, Alto gets to see Elva in action. Alto decides to go back to Elva's house and make him some dinner, get him a bath ready, just really help him out after he saw how hard Elva worked. Elva notices that Alto's braid is a little bit askew, so he offers to fix it. He's a little afraid of Alto's reaction because of the corruption that's on his hands, but Alto's completely unfazed by that. He starts to sing to Alto as he braids his hair, and Alto decides he wants to stay with Elva. He promises to be of use to Elva and stay by his side. Stay with me, we're gonna do time skip here in a minute. And because Alto stayed up all night with Elva, they decide to take a nap together. Elva is still very unsure about being so close to somebody for the first time, but Alto's presence seems to be doing something for Elva's corruption because the spot on his neck starts to disappear. Alto basically moves in with Elva and always waits for him to do his night shift, as it were. And in the morning when he's finished, they fall asleep together until all of a sudden 8 years have passed, so Alto is now humongous and 18 years old. And the corruption on Elva has shrunk back to just being on one of his fingers. Okay, that's the first chapter. I know it's long, but it's a lot of information. I'm telling you right now, this series is so freaking good. I love Alto. He's like such a golden retriever personality, and like everybody knows that he is completely in love with Elva. I mean, everybody knows, except maybe Elva, because he's so afraid to be close to somebody. And then there's a mystery involved. You have to figure out what's going on because there's more that meets the eye, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But I absolutely love this story. It just keeps getting better. Highly recommend it. I'm so excited we finally have it in print.